Hi, it's Evan Roberts from Roberts Pianos Houston here, and I just want to show you these two pianos, very interesting. You've probably heard of the Yamaha U1, which is the world's most common made piano in the world, the U1. Here we have a Chang U-1, and basically the interesting thing here is it's actually a very good piano, but it's designed off of the U1, which is really interesting. If you measure them, U1-1 from Chang is 47.25 inches high. The height of the U1, the original U1, is 47.5 inches high. So they got 1/4 of an inch higher. And the distance, the leg room here is 24.25, maybe 24.5, somewhere in between there. And here is 24.25, 24.5. So it's the same. And it gets more interesting than that. It keeps getting more and more interesting. The design of the logo of Chang is the same font, similar font, not the same, but similar to the Yamaha. If you look at that Chang, you look at the Yamaha here. The fonts are the same pretty much, bigger on the Yamaha, same size of music desk. I'll just measure that to be sure, but it's very similar. That's 25.25 inches wide. So 25.5 inches wide. Okay, so that's interesting. The shape of the floorboard here has the round European shape. That's the same on the U1, or vice versa. The design is the same. The dovetail here on the front key rail is the same. It's dovetailed the same. Okay. The difference here, the difference aesthetically here on the Chang is that it's a very nice kind of inlay design here, and the legs are turned here. So is the bench turned the same. This piano is from 1984. Actually, it's a good piano. It's copying Yamaha, obviously. We'll just have a look here inside. If you look at the stamp here of the Chang, okay, we have a C, and we have the tuning fork, and we have the laurels, and then we have the logo here. So if we go to the Yamaha, we have 3 tuning forks. We have the Yamaha and we have a laurel, but it's a round badge, and the Chang have almost made it identical. We have the model here and the serial number here. Let's go back over to the Chang, and we have the model here, U-1. So instead of U1, it's U-1. And the serial number is elsewhere on the piano. It's in another place. But now, since we're looking at this piano specifically, we'll compare the sounds of the pianos. The sound of the Chang is actually quite good. It's not quite as rich as the Yamaha U1, but you can be the judge of that. So let me just play it for you. It's a little bit out of tune. We haven't had time to tune it because we've had a lot of movement in the shop, but I wanted to shoot this video. So the bass is not bad, it's balanced. It's a similar tone on the top as the middle and the bottom. So if we go to the Yamaha here and look at the pedals of the Yamaha, and then look at the pedals on the Chang. That's 3 pedals Celeste rail, 3 pedals Celeste rail. Similar design of pedals too. The tone is a bit brighter on this Yamaha. This is a bright Yamaha U1. Compared to the other U1, this is brighter. But the tone is a bit richer. And the touch design is a little bit better. So a little bit more resonance, but the price differentiation is double the price for the Yamaha than the Chang, and that's to do with that really. But it's a very similar design to the U1. It's probably one of the best Changs I've seen personally. They really did try and compete with the U1 directly on this model. And as you can see, the interior of the piano is in good condition. It has a Celeste rail, which is the rail which is used for practice. If you have kids and they're doing scales of repeating a piece at night time when you're watching TV in the other room, press down the middle pedal, push it to the left, and then you engage the Celeste rail. And it quietens the piano maybe by about 10 plus decibels. It's a pleasant piano. So it does need some work, so the spacing of the hammers here needs to be adjusted. We haven't checked the piano fully through yet, tuned it through yet, but we will be over the next few days. The action looks in good condition. The hammers, they really weren't playing that much when they sold it to us. So the hammer's a little bit worn, but not very worn, and I've got plenty of felt on them. And the dampers are working fine. This bass, the A could be improved maybe by turning it, but we'll see whether we turn that. Probably will turn it. But it's a pleasant piano. It's a nice piano, so it would make a very good practice piano for sure. If you want to spend more and you want to get something that would hold its value more, then obviously the U1. But if you're in the market in this range, it's a good, well-made piano. It's well designed, obviously copied from a great design. And we'd really appreciate showing it to you here in person at Roberts Pianos Houston. Thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you here soon. Thank you very much.